Hello, everybody. Obviously, it's me, Josh Burnett. Join with me, Spreeswell, James Baldwin, and we got a little different kind of video today. I'm going to kind of go through a mock draft of kind of what we think. It's just the first round, but we're going to do every team and kind of like who we think is going to be the best fit there, and then kind of mention like what's been happening and stuff. We are using PFSN, Pro Football Network, for this mock draft simulator. So obviously, thank you to them, but we're just going to get right into it. So number one, we have the Raiders, and I mean, I know
Yep.
they as of today they actually just cut Geno Smith, which was kind of
Oh,
it was a weird move, right?
I haven't
Um,
even seen that. So yeah,
but
interesting.
I mean, I feel like right, it's Mendoza at number one, right? Like it just
Yeah,
has to be.
there's no chance. There's no chance it's anyone else. Let's be real.
Yeah,
Okay. So up here next for the Jets, obviously their defense was horrible considering zero interceptions. So that's where we kind of got to go. Unfortunately, there's not really a good guy,
yeah. It's not
but
not a
Arvel Reese, he's super good. So that's who they'll be taking second overall.
yeah. And Cardinals here, so obviously they're in a weird transition, because they're going to cut Kyler Murray and whatnot.
Yeah.
But we kind of agreed that they really need some help on the offensive line, right? So
And
we decided to go with Francis Mauigoa because according to the big board here they're using, Caleb Lomu is actually better. But I just think Francis Mauigoa is a more complete prospect and is going to better fit that system, and you can kind of mold him into whatever you kind of want him to be. And I just think he has a better, higher upside.
yeah. For the Titans, another bad team, obviously. They need defensive help. A perfect fit, Ruben Bain from Miami. Super
Yeah,
exciting prospect. Will definitely help out that defense, which was probably the weaker part of the Titans. So that's for sure who they should pick, especially if he drops down to four. I mean, he top three prospect for sure. So yeah,
yeah,
that's low key a steal.
for sure. Now, so here we got the Giants, and he says here that their biggest team need is a receiver. So they do still have Malik Neighbors, but they are probably going to lose Wan'Dale Robinson to free agency. So for me, it's
Yeah.
kind of between Carnell Tate and Sonny Styles because they do not need an edge at all here. Like David Bailey's an incredible prospect, but the one thing that the Giants do not need help with right now is edge. You can consider running back, but I just don't see the value in a running back here. So it's between Sonny Styles or Carnell Tate here. And I think their receiving room is fine with Malik Neighbors as a true number one that they can kind of wait for a receiver. So I am going to pick Sonny Styles here. I mean, he's just a freak athlete, and he's the best linebacker in the draft, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's really close. So we're going to take him there for the Giants.
For the Browns, they're kind of a weird team because their defense is super good. Well, it was one of the top defenses last year. And they have offensive pieces. They're just not like, they're not really using them right. But
Hmm.
the receivers are kind of a downside on the team. Jerry Judy, he's not that great. The other receivers aren't that great. So they will be drafting Carnell Tate here with the sixth pick in the draft.
Yes. Now, for the Washington Commanders here, this kind of felt pretty well for them, I thought. They're not going to draft running back here. It's just not their biggest need right now because they do need edge, and David Bailey is right here at seven. So, I mean, I don't think you can really get a better like Jordan Tyson would also be a good fit, but I just feel like David Bailey. I mean, he's going to be the third edge off the board, maybe second if you consider Arvo Reese an off-ball linebacker. So we're going to take David Bailey here for the Commanders at seven. Oh, sorry there.
So, the Saints, Tyler Shuck, he's definitely performing a lot better than we thought.
Mhm.
Their defense, though, a little iffy. That's probably where they're going to go in the draft. Caleb Downs, Little he was super he was like projected to go number one all that time ago.
Mm.
Obviously he's fell down. But getting Caleb Downs at 8, that's not even bad at all. So that's definitely who the Saints will be drafting here.
Yeah, I think he's just best player available, really.
Yeah, really. Other than Jeremiah Love, but
Yeah, I
I
mean
don't think they
it's
really need a running back. That shouldn't be one
no,
of their
they still have
priorities.
Alvin Kamara, so they got a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, Chiefs here. This is a weird spot because they just traded Trent McDuffie.
Yeah.
Um, so for me, it's either between Jeremiah Love or Mansour Delane. You kind of get the best corner in the class, or by far the best running back in the class.
Yeah.
And it's really it's a weird positional value because running backs don't have a very high positional value and corners do, but you obviously only have one. You will normally only play one running back, a play. So
Yeah.
it's between these two. James and I went through this earlier, and we gave Mansour Delane. But here, I kind of think I'm going to give him Jeremiah Love just because I think that they do have that second, that kind of late first round pick now that they traded. So we're going to give him Jeremiah Love here at 9.
Yeah. I mean, it'll also depend if the Chiefs end up signing Kenneth Walker, which a lot of
Yeah,
people think they might.
for sure, for sure.
So
Then they're probably going to pick a corner. So
for sure, if they get Kenneth Walker, for sure the corner. But
yeah,
next up for the Bengals, I think this is a no-brainer. Honestly, you got to get offensive line. Their
yeah.
offensive line is terrible. Joe Burrow gets injured like every year, so their pick will be Caleb Lomu.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense. I mean,
yeah,
you got to have a
their
healthy
offensive
quarterback.
line
You got to protect that quarterback.
for sure.
So 11 here for the Dolphins. Now, this might be like, this is a weird spot because they just released Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
Um, Jordan Tyson is here. That says their biggest needs corner, which it is a big need. But I just don't know how you can pass up either Jordan Tyson or Kenyon Sadiq here. Like Darren Waller was an okay answer,
yeah,
but like Jordan Tyson is a stud, and Kenyon Sadiq's the best tight end in this class. And I mean, they still have Waddle. Waddle's a very good receiver.
yeah,
So I think you're not going to get that other kind of receiver there. And I just think you can kind of wait and get someone like who's obviously not as good as Jordan Tyson, but still good enough later. So we're going to go with Kenny and Sadiq here, just because you know I mean, you need he's an absolute playmaker. So he's the best tight end, and you just want pieces for Tua to be able to do enough so you can either you know if you get a new quarterback, you can kind of move on with the good offense already there, and then you don't have to pay it. You don't have to pay Waddle soon too. So we'll see.
yeah.
I think that's the best fit right there.
Next up, the Cowboys. Feel like they kind of like doing weird stuff because Jerry Jones is their owner and he
Yeah.
likes attention. But the Cowboys, they need defensive backs for sure. Their
Mhm.
defense was horrible. We all know that. The defensive backs were not good. So between these two corners, Mansour and Jermad, let's go with Mansour Delane.
Mhm.
That's good. That's Cowboys definitely need that.
Yeah, I do have him as my cornerback one in this class. He's
Yeah.
just transferred to LSU this year, and he was just balling out. So I think that was definitely the right move. So we got LA here with Atlanta's pick, and there's not really a lot of needs on this team now that they traded for Trent McDuffie. Mekhi Lemon is here, obviously with Jordan Tyson and Peter Woods. So this one is definitely an interesting pick here because I mean, obviously you have one of the best receivers in the league in Puka with who's there. So for me, it's honestly between Jordan Tyson and Peter Woods. Their D line was good, and they addressed their corners. So I think I have to go Jordan Tyson here, just because the positional value there, and you need just get someone else like a true like number one opposite from Puka. I mean, that could just be unstoppable, really, for Stafford.
Yeah, for sure. Also, just the Rams' best player on the board. That would be
Yeah.
that's kind of like where they're at because yeah, they don't really need anything.
Yeah.
Next up, the Ravens. New coach, new outlook here, but their defense, right? Not great. Maybe their new coach can help out with that. Peter Woods, or yet again, Jermod McCoy would probably be their two choices here. But
Yep.
Peter Woods, best in the draft here, so that's who they'll go with. Hopefully, they'll help out their defense.
Yeah, for sure. So Buccaneers here at 15 started the year off as the best team in the league and fell off.
Yeah,
They are going to have to replace Levante David at some point, but I mean, as you can see here, the next best linebackers here, and I do think that that's honestly a good kind of place for CJ Allen to be because he's good, but I just don't think you should reach that far when you do have other needs besides linebacker right now. Probably have Levante David for a little bit longer, but Keldrick Falk here is looking really good right now. Caleb Banks too, but I'm not going to reach that far on Banks. I just think you might reach a little on Keldrick Falk, but he's the next best edge available. And I just think that makes sense. They kind of got to replace that position. So that's where we have him going at 15.
yeah, for sure. The Jets here, their second pick in the draft. They drafted Arvel Reese set with the second pick.
Yes.
Now I think zero interception team. You got to go with their cornerback Jared McCoy here.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, one guy won't just like give you 10 interceptions automatically. Like coaching staff will have to help him out. But he's super good. Obviously, first round pick for a reason. Hopefully, he could get some at least one interception for the Jets defense
Yeah,
next.
I mean, I would definitely appreciate that.
Yeah,
Okay, so Lions here at 17. There's not, obviously, they do need a center, but I mean, there's not a center here that's worth drafting at 17th overall.
no.
Edge is a need, but again, next best edge is Akeem Mesidor here at 29. So not going to go there. I need a tackle opposite of Penei Sewell, which Feeling or Proctor can play. I think Proctor actually plays that other one. So I actually like Proctor here a lot. Thieneman is crazy fast, by the way, guys. He is crazy fast. And he's the safety from Oregon. So for me, I think it's between these two right now. And I mean, it just depends on kind of the way that the Lions really want to pivot. It's kind of their identity. But I think they need to protect Goff, so I do think that they're really going to try to get tackles here. And tackle is one of the premier positions in the NFL. It's always overdrafted. So I'm going to take Caden Proctor here for the Lions at 17.
Vikings here. Kind of a weird situation they're in with their quarterback. Who knows if they're committed to JJ McCarthy or not.
Hmm.
They're the favorites to sign Kyler Murray, so that has nothing to do with this really. But
Fun fact.
yeah, I guess so. Let's see. The Vikings, they're kind of getting depleted on defense because Harrison Smith, longtime leader of the Vikings defense, he's leaving. He retired.
Yep.
I don't know. I kind of like Dylan here. Dylan Feineman.
Yep.
Yeah. Replacing Harrison Smith. I like that pick right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta
Helping
add
out
to
that
that
rookie
secondary.
defense.
I
Yeah.
mean, they blitz all the time, and they're a good defense. So you kind of got to have somebody in the back end who can cover. So definitely good. I like that pick there a lot. Now, if you're the Panthers, you're really mad because you really wanted Thieneman there. You really wanted that safety. Um, but this is also like obviously they're all kind of weird, but there's not like a good edge rusher here still. Safeties, there's not a good one. You're not going to reach. Corner is one, but I mean, you do have J.C. Horn, so maybe a corner opposite from him wouldn't be a bad idea. And also offensive tackle. So I'm looking among Feeling, Fano, and Terrell here. These are kind of my three guys. And just kind of like going through it, like seeing who kind of fits the mold more. I just think that, hmm, I mean, it is a really rough one here. But I just think that, I mean, if they're really going to stick with Bryce Young, they're kind of like going to try to protect him as much as possible. And I just think the way you do that is you pick the best offensive lineman still on the board. So I'm going to pick Freeling here. And I just think that they're gonna value him as the best player available at this point.
Not a bad pick. Cowboys second pick already here. Let's see. They picked the corner last time. Let's see. They still need defense, right?
Yes.
Because their entire defense is bad. And their offense, their offense was pretty good. So
Mhm.
I would say they definitely would want to stick with defense. Not a lot of good defensive choices here, though, because I don't think that you should get another corner.
No, I'm thinking linebacker really like it's kind of saying it might reach on CJ Allen. That's kind of my guess. What do you think?
Um,
The
they
linebacker
can,
Georgia? That's kind of what I was thinking. They kind of
especially
do.
with two picks here in the first round. Hey, why not reach
Yeah,
with one of them? For
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Kind of address a need. Georgia linebackers tend to be pretty good, so can't really go wrong with them.
And their defensive tackles are pretty good. So yeah.
Yeah. Now we got Steelers
Yeah.
here at 21. They're not going to draft a quarterback here, I don't think.
No.
I think they really do like Rudolph, or no, not Rudolph, sorry, Howard, sorry.
Yeah. Will Howard.
I knew him. I can picture his face. But in order to support him, I think they do need a receiver, and Mekhi Lemon fell to them at 21. So I think that this is just the perfect pairing right there. So
Yeah.
gonna go with
Good
him.
pick. Chargers, obvious here. They need O line. They desperately need O line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spencer Fano, easy choice here. That's what killed their playoff run.
Yep. You put him opposite Joe Alt, and then you should be even if you move Fano inside, which he might be able to. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't be worse than it was last year, really, without Joe Alt. So
No matter what, offensive line for the
just
Chargers for sure.
yeah, just gotta invest in that. Now, here you got the Eagles. They're in a really weird kind of spot because their D tackles are amazing. They really are. So you're not thinking Banks, you're not thinking McDonald here. And their offense it wasn't great last year, admittedly. But I think you're not gonna draft corner because you got two great corners still, Quinion Mitchell and DeJean. Safeties are good enough. Not great. You still probably draft safety, but I think they probably kind of get a guard here. You're not gonna draft a tight end here. They might reach on Mesidor, I guess, but I think they go guard. You just never know. You kind of need that kind of interior line, especially with how much they run inside. So I'm gonna take a guard here at 23 for them.
The Browns' second pick now. Let's see. They picked a receiver,
Yep.
their first pick here. Um, Other than that, I don't think they'll draft Ty Simpson because they love Shador over there for some
Yep.
reason.
Mhm.
So offensive line they could use, but there's not really a great one here. Blake Miller, maybe you reach. I don't know. I feel like if you're the Browns, you kind of just want the best player on the board. And getting this corner across from, oh, I'm blanking on his name.
Denzel Ward.
Yes, Denzel Ward. Yes,
Yeah, and
that
you just
corner
traded for
duo.
Tyson Campbell too. So if nothing
Yeah,
else, you can put him in the slot for a bit. And
strengthen
yeah,
that
they might
defense.
reach for a tackle, but I mean, you just don't know.
Yeah.
Now this is just perfect for the Bears. I mean, you needed a D tackle and you got one. They do need a center too, but you tend to not draft centers in the first round unless you know that they're absolute studs. And I mean, you're the Bears here at 25. You get Caleb Banks, one of the premier D tackles in the class, but like, yeah, you take him every time. So definitely, I think they should be happy with that.
Yeah, maybe even with Max Crosby soon. But
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah, next up, the Bills. Obviously not Ty Simpson.
Nope.
Um, this is interesting because we all know the receivers are terrible. They did just get DJ Moore, but I thought he was always overrated. So, but whatever. I think I don't know. Their defense does need a little help. Do they? That's not really reach. So yeah, Akeem Isidore, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, he will be. Yeah, he'll definitely help out that defense.
yeah,
Would
it needs him off
hopefully
the
they'll.
edge because their secondary is still kind of underwhelming. So
Yeah,
definitely agree with that. Niners here. I mean, you don't know what the heck's happening with IU. You're probably losing Juwan Jennings to the free agency. So I think you kind of try to reload with Omar Cooper here, best receiver right here. I mean, unless you like Concepcion, I kind of think Omar Cooper's the more complete, whereas Concepcion's the bigger project. And Shanahan always gets the most out of his players. So I think they're gonna take Cooper here at 27.
Texans here. Their defense was outstanding,
Mhm.
best defense in the league, maybe. Um, but their offense, they don't really have a ton of holes. They could definitely improve on the offensive line,
Yeah.
but their weapons are great. CJ Stroud, he's fine, guys. He was
Yeah.
bad, but he's fine. Um, but it's a tough choice also because there's not Blake Miller.
Yeah.
That might be who they end up
Closest.
drafting. Yeah,
Yeah. I like that.
definitely will help out that offensive line and help out. Maybe CJ Stroud will have more time in the pocket so he doesn't throw more four interception games.
Yeah. So we got Chiefs here at 29, obviously, with the pick they traded for. Um, Obviously not Ty Simpson. They have Mahomes. Duh. Caden McDonald's an interesting one here. Like that's what it says their biggest need is, but they do have Chris Jones. So I don't think he is their biggest need. I just don't think it's their biggest need right now. I do think edge is their biggest need though, because um Karlaftis is okay. He never really turned into the kind of monster I thought he would. Chanel's
Yeah,
good, but he's more of a off-ball linebacker, I think. So I think you kind of need an edge rusher, right? So I mean, you already had a first round pick. You kind of got like at 9, they took Jeremiah Love, so you obviously don't need running back anymore. So I'm gonna pick TJ Parker here. Might be a little bit of a reach, but if you're the Chiefs, you
yeah,
have one of the best interior defensive linemen in the game already. So I think you kind of get value an edge rusher more.
yeah. Chiefs will be fine probably. They'll probably go back to being
Yeah.
fine because they won't have Mahomes the first part of the year. But in division rivals, the Broncos really only didn't make the Super Bowl because Bo Nix got hurt the last year.
Yeah, last game.
Defense incredible, but their wide receivers were not. I mean, they have crap. Cortland Sutton
Sutton, he's good.
yes.
Mims is okay in the slot, but that's kind of his extent.
Here, Concepcion right here.
Yep.
Sorry if I butchered that.
No, he was good at A&M with Marcel Reese.
Yeah,
So
he's super good. Will definitely help out Bo Nix. Hopefully, they might get to the Super Bowl next year, maybe.
yeah. Okay, so now we get the Patriots at 31. Really not a lot of holes. Obviously, you make the Super
Yeah.
Bowl, you're doing something right. They could use a receiver because they just cut Diggs. But in order to get that receiver, they're gonna reach like the next close receiver that like Chris Bell. I just don't think he's a first round talent receiver. Still good, but I'm in agreement with this big board here. He's kind of outside. They've at 40 right now. I'm little lower, but you don't really need to address that. Definitely, I mean, just like let's look. If you look at the needs here, these are the needs that they have. But like, if you look at who we have left here, nobody's really kind of fitting those needs. So, you go safety here. I kind of think that they're going to value a corner opposite from Christian Gonzalez more because then that just naturally takes less pressure off. That takes pressure off of your safeties then anyway.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to either go Colton Hood or Brandon Sis. Sorry again if I butchered that. And personally, like if you look at this, Colton Hood 6 foot 193, and Brandon Sis is 6 foot 189. So I think naturally, I just think Colton Hood he's played out wide before at Tennessee more so than like South Carolina. I think had a I don't know. They're both in the SEC, so defenses are always really hard to judge. But I'm going to take Colton Hood here. I think he's the best. I think he's a better cornerback than the South Carolina cornerback here. But it's close. But I just think that's who the Patriots should pick.
Yeah. Now, lastly, here we have the Seahawks, defending champs. Not really a hole. Maybe running back if Kenneth Walker doesn't resign,
Yeah.
or cornerback because Tariq Woolen, he may not come back.
Hmm.
And I think that's who the Seahawks will draft. They'll draft whoever the Patriots won't, basically.
Yeah.
So they'll go with Cis here, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
All right.
that's
So
the end.
listen, I mean, we go through it one more time. So
Yeah,
obviously, Fernando Mendoza number one makes most sense. Olivelle Reese probably has the most upside of any defensive player in this draft, right? I mean,
yeah,
absolute stud. Francis Mauigoa, I think he's the best offensive tackle. He can kind of play wherever the Cardinals need him to. Urban Bain, I mean, if you watched him in the national championship, he was a monster. He's just absolute wrecking havoc.
Yeah.
Sonny Styles here at five, just again, athletic freak. And they'll play, he can play wherever the Giants need him to. You want to go to the next five? And we'll do five, five, fives.
Yeah. Carnell Tate will help out the Browns' weapons.
Yeah.
Hopefully, won't make sure they're much better. David Bailey going to the Commanders definitely helps out that defense that definitely does need help. Caleb Downs will help out the Saints defense, which also needs help. And getting Caleb Downs at 8, it's pretty good. Jeremiah Love to the Chiefs. Yet again, if they get Kenneth Walker, maybe probably not him, but for now, yeah, because you definitely help out that offense in Mahomes. And 10, Caleb Lomu for the Bengals. Save Joe Burrow, save his career health. Hopefully they'll do that, but who knows with the Bengals.
Yeah. Yeah. 11, Kenny Sadiq to the Dolphins, kind of complement, that passing game, but also he's a willing blocker too, which is very important. Help out, A chain on the ground. So I think that's it's good to have that weapon too. Number 12, Mansour Delane to the Cowboys. Their secondary needs a lot of help. I mean, they really do. They need a corner opposite. They just need a corner there. They had like the worst defense in the league, basically. So definitely good that it's he's there.
Yeah.
13, Jordan Tyson, um, but the kind of best player available at this point for the Rams. You don't have a ton of holes. You get another X receiver to put it on the other side of Puka. I mean, that's just insane. Peter Woods here, going to the Baltimore, new coach, new ushering in, a whole new culture. You want to establish that defensive front, so might as well get him there. 15 Buccaneers, Keldrick Falk. You need another edge rusher, and I mean, it's a premier position. You got to address it. You need a pressure quarterback to take pressure off of your corners.
Yeah. At 16, Jets getting Gerard McCoy, cornerback. Hopefully they will get an interception.
Yeah.
Hopefully. 17, Caden Proctor to the Lions. Protect Jared Goff. Help out the run game with Jahmyr Gibbs. 18, Dylan Feineman. He will replace Harrison Smith, help out the defense, which the Vikings defense has kind of got depleted a little bit. 19, Panthers, the Monroe Freeling. Help out protect Bryce Young. Uh, Run game again.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird spot for the Panthers, but and the Cowboys at 20, CJ Allen. A little bit of a reach maybe, but I mean Georgia defense of players, of course. If they're not in jail, they're super good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just need to address that kind of. It's just it had to be a defensive player still.
Yeah, for sure.
21 Steelers, Mekhi Lemon, doesn't matter who their quarterback is if they have no one to throw to. So pair him up with
Yes.
DK, I guess. Keep Kenneth Gainwell. You have some options on that offense. 22, Chargers need to address offensive line. Take Spencer Fano. Maybe he plays inside. I'm not sure. I think you just put him opposite Joe Alt, but they need to address the offensive line. 23 Eagles. Take Ola Vega Ioane. Sorry, again, I definitely butchered that. But best guard in the draft, they need a guard. So address offensive line because they run a lot up the middle. So definitely good to have. You need to have good interior offensive linemen if you're them. 24 here, the Browns take Avion Terrell, the needed corner, put opposite Denzel Ward and Tyson Campbell, too. Put one of them in the slot. Can't go wrong with having too many good corners. You just can't.
Yeah.
And 25 here, Bears, they addressed their biggest need basically in D line. So, I mean, obviously, this is pre-free agency, so we don't know what if they've traded for Max Crosby or anything yet, but they addressed their D tackle, which is probably one of their biggest needs that they need to address.
Bills at 26, Akeem Isidore. Attack the quarterback with the edge. From Miami. Super good pass rush they had. So
Mhm.
hopefully we'll help out the Bills defense. 49ers, they'll get Amar Cooper Jr. because the receivers are kind of Brandon Ayuk's pretty good, but who knows his deal. So
Yeah.
just another weapon for the 49ers offense. Texans will draft Blake Miller, offensive line help, because CJ Stroud kind of needs all the help he needs right now, on offense especially. Um, Chiefs, TJ Parker helps out that defense and drafted Jeremiah Love earlier, so helps out both sides of the ball.
For sure.
Broncos, Casey Concepcion, another weapon for the Broncos, and Bo Nix, because that's probably the weakest part of their team last year.
Yeah, they
And
didn't.
yeah, for both of the Super Bowl teams, those two corners could flip flop, but we have Colton Hood going to the Patriots and Brandon Ceasis going to the Seahawks. So
Yeah, that
that's our
that one's kind
draft.
of yeah that one yeah you can flip flop whichever one that the
Yeah,
you know Seahawks or the Patriots don't take, the Seahawks will take. So it could flip
yeah,
flop. It could kind of be whatever. But I mean, this is kind of so this is pre-free agency, and most like and so like it's hard to like we don't know if the Chiefs are going to sign Kenneth Walker because then if they do, they're obviously not going to draft Jeremiah Love. So
yeah,
this is kind of our first look, kind of at kind of the prospect field, kind of just like applying our big board to it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This is obviously a little different kind of video than we normally film, but appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully we see you guys next time.
yeah.